Apple's next big iPhone lineup isn't just a step forward, it's a complete shakeup. We're talking about a design that makes your current phone feel ancient, a battery upgrade that might finally silence the iPhones don't last long, complaints, and a bizarre pre-launch twist that's so unexpected, even die-hard Apple fans had to double-check their screens. This is the iPhone 17 series, and the leaks, mock-ups, and early hands-on reports are already telling a story that's stranger and more exciting than we've seen in years. Welcome back, viewers. James here. If you love going beyond the headlines, digging into what's real, what's fake, and what's just brilliant marketing, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of the next drops. Because what we're talking about today is shaping up to be one of the most unpredictable Apple launches we've seen in a long time. Let's start with the mockups, because if these are anything close to the real deal Apple's about to make some bold design choices, the lineup splits into three main personalities: the standard iPhone 17, the all-new iPhone 17 Air, and the two Pro models, Pro and Pro Max. The standard iPhone 17 is finally shaking off its most frustrating limitation, that sluggish 60Hz display. This year, Apple's giving it a proper 120Hz refresh rate, something Android phones at half the price have been doing for years. It's a small change on paper, but trust me, once you get used to scrolling and swiping at 120Hz, you can't go back. The dynamic island is still here, same large pill shape, housing Face ID and the selfie cam, but with the A19 Bionic chip, a bigger battery, and faster 35W charging. The base model is suddenly feeling a lot less basic. But the real design shakeup comes with the iPhone 17 Air. Apple's killing the Plus model entirely and replacing it with this ultra-thin showpiece. Just 5.5mm thick, yes, thinner than a pencil, and weighing only 145 grams, it's the lightest iPhone Apple's ever made. You get a single 4.8MP camera, a 6.6-inch display, and a titanium frame that keeps it sturdy despite its insane slimness. The battery, 2,800 mAh. Not massive, but with the efficiency of the A19 chip and iOS, it's made for people who want something sleek, simple, and elegant without carrying a brick in their pocket. This is the slip it into your blazer pocket and forget it's there iPhone. Now, the Pro models are where things get really interesting. Still rocking the triple camera system, LiDAR, and that iconic Pro look, but with subtle design adjustments most likely to future-proof them for in-display Face ID. That's not here yet, but Apple's clearly thinking a few steps ahead. The Pro Max, however, is the one that's going to get the headlines. A massive 5,000 mAh battery. That's right, finally, Apple is matching and maybe even surpassing the endurance you see on flagship Droids like the Galaxy S25 Ultra. Combined with iOS optimization, this could mean 2 days of use without charging for moderate users. And yes, 35W fast charging is here across the board. But there's also something you won't get unless you go Pro: a nano-texture anti-glare display. It's one of those features you can't unsee once you try it. Every other glossy screen feels like a glare-filled mess, and just when things were shaping up nicely, we get the curveball. A supposed iPhone 17 Pro spotted in the wild running Android. Let that sink in. The leak came from reliable sources, and the photos are convincing. Silver finish, Apple logo, even the default iOS-style icons. At a glance, you'd swear it's the real thing. But there's a tiny detail that blows its cover: the clock. It reads 520 in iOS. In English-speaking regions, you'll never see a leading zero on single-digit hours. Apple doesn't do it, Android does, and just like that, the illusion crumbles. Dig deeper and the fakeness becomes obvious. Bezels thicker than anything credible leaks have shown, proportions slightly off, and a UI that looks like iOS but behaves like Android. It's almost certainly one of those dummy units manufacturers churn out for case fitting and display purposes, sometimes based on partial leaks, sometimes pure guesswork. But here's the thing: it worked. It got people talking, debating, screenshotting, and sharing. And that's the real power of pre-launch season. It's as much about building hype as it is about actual facts. The real devices? Those are still under wraps until September 9th, and Apple's history tells us they'll keep at least 1 or 2 killer features secret until Tim Cook steps on stage. Remember when we all thought the dynamic island was a placeholder leak? Or when we had no clue the first promotion display would be exclusive to the Pro models? Apple plays this game well. They let just enough leak to keep us guessing, but never the whole picture. And that's why over the next few weeks, we'll keep seeing fakes, wild concept renders, and half-true spec lists. Some will be laughably wrong, others will be just close enough to make you think. But when the dust settles, the real iPhone 17 story will be something only Apple can tell. Until then, we've got plenty of rabbit holes to dive into, plenty of tiny details to dissect, and if this Android and iPhone body story is anything to go by, plenty more weirdness to enjoy. So buckle up, this isn't just another iPhone year. It's a rare mix of real innovation, bold design shifts, and one of the strangest pre-launch leak seasons in recent memory. And when September hits, we'll see if Apple can turn all this noise into the kind of moment that makes the tech world stop and stare.